glad to get a win. I thought the defense did a great job rising up there on the last several possessions of the game. You know, we weren't putting them in great spots, and they just rose up. They got 2 turnovers, so to be able to win the turnover battle the way that we did, that's a key stat in winning week 1 because we knew there was going to be adversity. There's always adversity week 1. There's always adversity when we play Cleveland. There's always adversity when we're on the road at Cleveland. It's never simple. And so for our guys, just to find a way to win it there at the end, proud of them. The best outcome of this game was 1-0. Forget about the stats. Forget about the score. Forget about how it all played out. The best outcome could have been was 1-0, and we're proud of that. And then we'll make some corrections and move forward. It's hard, you know, and a lot of times it's just one play in a drive. If one play derails you and now you're behind the sticks a little bit, that plays into their hands. And so we had really great efficiency early on. And there's a play here or there, and there's some things I can do to put us in a better spot. So I think we're all going to be accountable to that on offense. We felt like there was opportunity there that we didn't fully take advantage of. There's opportunities where I could put us in a better position. So I look forward to correcting all that after a win. It's a lot easier.
Can you take us through the 3 straight sacks?
You know, we play action on the first one, and I didn't see exactly how 95 got in there, but he did. And we're trying to account for him on every snap, and he just finds a way to win sometimes. And second play was very similar. You know, I think they played Tampa, and they got us, and then the third play, that's a regret that I have, is on the 9-yard line, calling a deeper throw like that. Probably something to just get the ball out of our hands quicker, so we can save some space for the punt because it was a 3rd and really long in that situation.
What went into the decision to punt it there on the offense's last series, and then your thoughts on DJ's big play?
On the 4th and 1, you're saying? Yeah, it's, you know, our defense was playing really good at that moment, and they'd missed an extra point, so you know a little bit how they feel, and a field goal, so you know that probably weighs into their decision-making a little bit. So I just felt really good about kicking it away and letting our defense go get the win for us. And they did. You know, DJ turned up with a huge pick. And those weren't easy turnovers. You know, JB and DJ, both those were tough, you know, off tip balls, and they went and got them, and grateful for that.
What do you feel like Jordan's pick in the 3rd really turned the game around for you? Because you had just come off a drive where they gained 4 third down conversions on your defense, but then Trey gets a sack and then Jordan gets that pick. How do you feel like that was kind of the turning point?
It's huge. Again, week 1, the turnover battle is critical. And it comes down to these one-score games, and usually you're going to look at the scoreboard and see who won the turnover battle, and that's probably the team that won the one-score game. And so, again, just proud of the way our guys handled that and found a way to get us a win.
How did you think Dalton played?
Good. You know, yeah. I felt good there. We'll obviously watch the tape and evaluate everybody, but I didn't have any issues.
Zach, you had a lot of young players step up big. Rookies all contributed on defense. You talked about their play in a situation and in an environment like this.
Yeah, very calm, collected. That's what I saw. You know, there was a time we had 2 young linebackers out there, 2 rookies out there when Logan came out. I'm watching just to see their body language. Didn't miss a beat, you know, and so I think there's a lot of guys that fit that description. Shamar, you know, all those guys that got in there got a chance to play. It was not too big for any of them. That's why they're here, because they're all built like that. And so we're going to have to call on all these guys as the season progresses.
You talked for several months about how hard the coaching staff was going to work to get this team off to a good start.
Yeah.
So many changes. How satisfying is it to get it done?
Yeah, everything didn't go our way on every single play, but I truly believe our guys did nothing to beat ourselves, to allow us to beat ourselves in week 1. They just played discipline. They kept rising up to the occasion on defense. The offense made enough plays there, especially early on, to build us the lead to where now we can play this game. Many times I can think of when we lost here, we were playing from behind, and they were able to control the game as the game played out. So proud of the way that the offense started off and got us a lead there in the first half that allowed our defense to get their bearings straight and make some key stops for us. And that's a great way to win. You heard me preach it all last year. We got to play with a lead so we can play the right way in the second half, and this is a great example of that.
You had to run 3 timeouts to beat the clock. Was there an operation problem there? Or
Yeah.
changing the look? Or?
No, all of them were a little bit different. And so, again, there's sometimes we feel like we're critical plays in the game where we want to make sure we get the best play possible. It's not ideal. That's not what we want to do. But all the times, you know, really Joe called a couple of them, which were all the correct decision. If he was going to talk to me about it in a meeting, what should I have done here, I would have said, let's not waste the play here. One of them, anyway, I'm not going to get more into that. But that's not what we want to do, but he made the right decisions there.
What makes these games so challenging? It seems like every time you play them, no matter.
They're without getting too much into it, I mean, I got a lot of respect for their defensive coordinator. Makes things hard. He understands us. They have great talent on defense. great talent on defense, and those guys play hard. They play with a lot of confidence. All the matchups, they do a really good job. They're all good football players, and it's just always a challenge when we play them. And thankful to have gotten their number the last couple times. Week one is always a challenge. You're always going to get the other team's best. You're always going to get the healthiest version of them. They got the healthiest version of us, and you're going to get their best right out the gate. And so you just got to find a way to win. And that's what our guys did.
What most impressed you about the defense today? The thing that stands out to you the most about the
The calmness, just the calmness. We got them in a lot of situations we wanted them in, get back on tracks. They got to some third and shorts out of those long yardage situations. So I think that if that's an area we're going to watch, I think we can probably be a little bit better there with some of the tackling where they got some extra yards. But to, first of all, win the first down to get them into some of those situations, eliminate the run game, 2.0 yards a carry. I know that was the same as us. But if we're playing a game where our defense is doing that, I'm going to feel really good about the outcome.
Pinnell signs Monday, I think he played.
Who's that?
Pinnell signs
Yeah.
Monday, he's out there for 25-ish snaps. Just remarkable that you can jump in like that. What does that say about him?
I mean, he played, I think, 22 plays a game last year, in every single game all through the Super Bowl. Watched all of his training camp stuff, all of his preseason game stuff, and thought this is an easy decision to get this guy over here. So it wasn't like we're pulling somebody off like Dalton, who hasn't been putting pads on and playing a little bit. He's been practicing, and such an impressive, just right out the gate, great guy to have in the locker room.
The last 9 minutes, you got the last 9 minutes, you got some just unbelievable play from the front, and they seem to be in
Yeah.
shape. They were in
Yeah.
shape. It looked like they didn't bat an eye as far as conditioning or the weather.
For sure, pointing that out. I thought we had a great training camp. I thought our guys came out of it in shape and healthy, and it allows you to finish games like this on defense, like you said. So again, those guys did a great job being relentless and making the secondary's job a little bit easier to be able to create some of those turnovers and flush them out of the pocket and make life hard on them.
What went into the decision to get the ball in Chase Brown's hands as much as you did, especially early on?
He's a great playmaker for us, and so to be able to get the ball in space, he's usually the one in the pass game you're able to get the most space to potentially, and so he's hard to bring down. But I just thought our guys did a great job firing off the ball early on in the run game. Our tight ends, our linemen, our perimeter receivers, we ask a lot of those guys, and they helped us set the tone and build that lead early on.
How much you kind of feel Hendrickson's presence on some of those big plays by the defense?
Yeah, so that's where this game comes down to. When you put them in known passing situations with the game on the line, that's where they got to count for Trey. And it's hard. When the game's on the line, to be able to put someone on his side every single time and call your best play, that's a challenge. I just went through it for, feels like 8.5 hours. So that's a challenge. And so we in that outcome, we were able to be the team that was able to make it difficult on them. And that's a great way to win it for our defense.
I know you talked about the rookies specifically, the linebackers, especially, Demetrius and Barrett playing their first games, against what the Browns had at tight end. It's going to be a difficult matchup. How'd you like how they held them, especially Demetrius, because it seemed like in the first half, Demetrius was all over the place.
Sure, that's what we've seen all training camp. And again, we'll evaluate it and make sure we see how everybody played and clean everything up. But I loved the energy from our guys. And they were lifting each other up. That's what I asked them last night. It's not all going to be perfect. Promise. There's going to be adversity. Lift each other up. And I felt that throughout the team. Everyone had confidence we're going to find a way to win, and that's what we got done.